Yes. Well, no, I took a picture of this thing, so I feel like same with the.
Well, it's been like 12 years ago.
How was your vacation?
Oh, no.
When am I doing?
Russell and then long break. And then she went to her short years. She was there too.
I'll connect it. You know,
She went from there to university and now she's
Because I have a 3-year-old.
Well, she's in right now. She's pretty pleased.
We're going to start here in just a minute, folks, just so you know. We hope.
You're at here. All right.
I don't have a beeper. Yeah, I think it's where I heard
All right, we're going to go ahead and call this meeting to order. Thank you for showing up. If you have a cell phone, if you could put it on mute, I'd appreciate it. That way it doesn't disrupt things. We're going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, if anybody would like to do the invocation, volunteers. All right, no volunteers. I'm going to do a roll call. Bill?
I'm here.
George?
Here.
Hank is not here. Risa?
Yep.
And Robert is here. And Fire Chief Steve Rhodes.
Here.
All right. First order of business will be the approval of the minutes, actually for February and for March. So if you haven't looked them over, go ahead and look them over. After the meeting and they're approved, they will be put in the box out there for the public to have copies of. good, Bill?
I'm good.
Okay. I'm gonna make a motion to approve the minutes for February and March.
I second.
Okay, so all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, the treasurer's report, Bill?
Yeah, I hope everybody got it. We ended up with credit, I just got this now, so it's not on our credit. Our bill for the Douglas Electric was $108.63. So our credit is $1,072.48. Credit on that, and I understand I made a mistake on, so Lisa's gonna correct.
Oh. Well, because US Bank wants to charge $3 for statements, then we're gonna go e-statement so that you can just get it each month.
Okay.
And that's a $3 thing that we're gonna
Okay.
take off of there, and that was the only correction, and here's
Okay.
here's the bank thing from it anyway.
Okay, and I'll take care of that in the morning.
Mhm.
Bill, I got a question. Do we have a balance for the power and the water? I just don't know how close we are to hitting what we paid
You mean, on the bottom of your credit, on your thing, it will say Douglas Electric?
Okay, didn't print out on the one I had, that's.
Oh,
what I was
okay.
asking.
Sorry. Yeah, the Umpqua, the water basin was $185.97, with a credit of $102.61. I mean, I'm sorry, credit of $185, our bill was $102.61. And Douglas Electric, the bill was $108.63, and the credit, I guess the credit is $963.85 credit.
So I'm thinking that we're gonna have to issue another check to the water district?
Yeah, it looks like it.
It'll come up right close.
Okay, will they send us one or we
Just
just?
send us a bill.
Okay, and then we can override it again, so next month. But I think I'm just making sure so we don't fall behind. Well, I'll entertain a motion to pay the bills.
I have a question
Okay.
on the bill to Steve to share.
Same here.
I called his office and I never got a call back to find out what it was. Now, I don't know, did he have an agreement with you or Risa? I don't know that, so I guess I'm asking.
Can I speak?
Yes.
Okay. On January 20th or 29th, I went over to pick up the 1099s.
Okay.
At that time, he presented me a bill of $60 to do the 1099, $30 each.
Okay.
And I asked him if there was any additional outstanding bills.
Okay.
Because after he told me, he gave me a bill of $60, everything was laying on his desk, and he said, I will no longer be involved with you guys. I'm not going to be your CPA. There is no bills outstanding.
Okay.
And because I haven't done anything. So I'm flabbergasted. I'd like to see the bill that we received because nobody authorized it, as far as I know, for any spending of any
You
kind
got
of
it,
money.
Steve?
That's the second. He just, that's the second one, so he sent it as 60 days.
Well,
Okay, then why don't we just pay all the bills with the exception of the 500 and then,
Robert?
okay, good, sorry.
My main concern is, even when we paid the past audits or whatever from Mueller and Davidson stuff, we always got a hard copy
What was done?
audit. I haven't seen anything, I haven't seen any pages at all. Where are they?
and I haven't had any communication with us until
Did,
the end of January.
I
anything come?
understand there's a disc somewhere, but we don't have a copy of it, because that was gonna go to the accountant also.
okay, but
I haven't. I
we
haven't
have not
had
received
contact.
anything in the mail then that is a hard copy, substantial, something for the money.
All we have is the in lieu of report, that's it.
Oh, well, okay, I just have a problem with not
It's pretty big.
something concrete. Yeah, I want to see what we're paying for.
I'll go there, tomorrow's Thursday, either Friday or Monday. I'll call him again to see if I can make an appointment, because I tried last month, like I said I would do, and he never returned my call. And I'll find out what it's for. So we can go ahead and pay the bills with the exception of Steve. We'll hold that one back.
Okay, I have a question here. Okay, on the 129 is when I went over there because we got it right here, listed at $60. Payment was made on 2/13 for $60. Second 25, who would have authorized him to do any work for the district?
I don't have any idea until I talk to him,
I-
because it wasn't approved by any of us as far as I
Okay,
know.
then
Yeah. So,
I
yeah.
would recommend we do not pay
That's-
him anything.
That's what I said, we're gonna hold it back, and then we'll take care of the rest of the bills tonight, and then I will call him, or I will make it a point to stop by on my way to work to talk to him.
Okay. Was that a motion then to pay all bills? but
Yeah, I would
Steve-
entertain a motion.
Okay. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is there a reason that he's not gonna work with you guys anymore?
I don't know, I have to find that out. Stats, oh, good.
I have an update on the credit card.
Okay.
3 times, I have been doing this with Megan this month. Now Bill gets to go and see if Robert Wheeler can write up, what they need is what they call balance sheets.
Okay. All right.
So if you would ask Robert Wheeler if that's possible, I can get him the statements from the credit union, because that's all we really have that goes back 2 years.
Okay.
Let me know. I'll
try
take
to
him
call
over
him
there.
tomorrow.
Okay,
Trying to get a hold of him is like pulling 9 teeth until after the 15th.
I understand, but I'll just ask
Yeah,
him if he can do balance sheets with what we have, because otherwise, I've asked Megan 3 times this month, she can't explain it any better than that, and I'm going, we don't do what they're expecting us to do, and they keep saying, well, do you have an IRS statement you can give us? I said, no, we don't file IRS statements. So that's where the credit card is.
Okay. Good with that? We'll find out.
Okay.
Okay. If you need anything in the meantime, just let us know, because we know it's ready to check. Hank's not here tonight. We have a webpage policy,
Yes,
and I have a copy, and who would like to read it? Are we gonna read it? Because it's very long.
It has to be read.
It has-
Okay.
this is
I'm
the
just
first
making
reading.
sure. Okay.
well, okay. Did everybody get their copy?
Thought I had to know.
Okay.
Yeah, my copy.
Do you need me to make you
Yeah,
another?
if you would, I may put my copy on communications with.
Be right back.
Thank you. If I find it, I'll call you.
Okay.
Robert, I got a question. You something brought up in the minutes about contacting the attorney. Is that if you approved by the board or can?
That was last time. We had a motion when we agreed upon that it's gotta be approved by the board in order to pay, or in order to contact the attorney, because it's gonna obviously cause a fee for the district.
Yeah, I know, I just read it, I was just curious because that's why I read the minutes. I know we had a bill here for the attorneys for $280.
For what day? After our last meeting?
No, that was before.
It's probably before our last meeting.
Bill?
Yeah.
Can I borrow your webpage policy for a second?
It's stapled, but
That's okay.
Then she had put her copy in and so it's jammed in there.
Nice. Nice.
It was just a drill.
Yeah, I can't keep up on this thing. That's supposed to be this one. Mhm.
George, one hand is back down the stage. That's that Douglas bill you gave me.
Thank you. That check?
Yeah.
Sam, what is that? That's what I was saying. Good times.
Something must have broken. I'll check.
The building official was fixing the spot. Happened to shoot him there.
I talked to two guys,
Where you live.
talked to two guys a couple of days ago. One, you know, anywhere from $300 to $2,000.
They live on 8th, which is at
But
the
only to the
Yeah, so nice over the
I see one out here right now for 5,000. But I'm not familiar with the 5,000. Well, I've been looking for a 40 or 2 or 40.
that regional.
Well, that's what I was saying. And then I get an email from the and it says, you know, and I go and do Robert just wanted to transport electronics.
One jam, one jam, okay, sorry about that.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
All right, this is gonna be the first reading of the webpage policy.
Article 1, Mission Statement. Lookingglass Rural Fire District, LRFD, seeks to engage its citizens and community by using a social media tool to promote its mission, programs, and services. This policy defines the guiding principles for the use of these technologies. The LRFD is committed to the rapidly changing internet. This policy is intended to guide volunteers and elected officials in the use of social media for business purposes and assist in avoiding legal or damaging actions. It is intended to promote transparency in the conduct of the district's business, to welcome community input into the government process, and to satisfy records retention requirements of county and state laws. Article 2, Section 1, Accessibility. We are committed to making www.lookingglassfire.org accessible to people with disabilities. To ensure that we meet or exceed the requirements of Section 508 of the Rehabilitation Act, we continually review our site and modify pages to remove accessibility problems for people with disabilities. As I read this, would anybody please raise their hand if they have a comment or suggestion? Because we're going to try to correct this as we go if we can. Section 2, Contact. If anyone has any difficulty accessing the website listed above, please notify the web manager by email at webmanager@lookingglassfire.org.
Who's on the web now?
Jerry.
Jerry.
Harris. Article 3, Section 1, linking procedures. Generally, we link to other government websites. Their names usually end in .gov. If non-government websites, names ending in .edu, .com, etc., provide information that's pertinent but not available on a government website, we will attempt to link to them. A, DFPA. Fire alerts and other information from the Douglas Fire Protection Association will be used in our information and outreach efforts. B, links to other websites. Directories of various informational sources in U.S. counties and states will be provided accordingly. 1, U.S. Forest Service and their website. A, Smokey the Bear, Woodsy Owl. 2, FOIA information. 3, NFPA, their webpage, their website. A, Sparky the Fire Dog, and theirs. C, disclaimer. The Lookingglass Rural Fire District, LRFD website tries to only contain links to certain websites that are affiliated with the United States government. These may include state and local governmental agencies, international agencies, and private entities. LRFD cannot attest to the accuracy of information provided by such websites. If we provide a link to such a website, this does not constitute an endorsement by LRFD or any of its employees of the information or products presented on the non-LRFD website. Also, such websites are not within our control and may not follow the same privacy, security, or accessibility policies. Once you visit such a website, you are subject to the policies of that site. Article 4, Section 1, browser. The LRFD designs, develops, and tests internet content and applications to work with web browsers that adhere to the most recent Worldwide Web Consortium, W3C, recommended standards and draft recommendations in Section 508 of the Federal Rehabilitation Act of 1973. The goal of this policy is for LRFD web pages and applications to be compatible with as many web browsers and devices as possible, with JavaScript enabled, regardless of the operating system employed. Section 2, security protocols. Our website uses computer systems, software programs, and other methods to monitor network traffic to identify unauthorized attempts to upload, add, modify, or otherwise damage its information or systems. Any unauthorized attempts to upload, add, modify, or otherwise damage any information or systems are strictly prohibited and are punishable by federal laws and regulations. Persons using this website expressly consent to this monitoring. Should this monitoring reveal evidence of possible abuse or criminal activity, such evidence may be provided to law enforcement officials for prosecution. Passwords for the website must be changed when personnel changes occur. This is the responsibility of the communication officer. See Articles 11, Section 1. Important note. Do not seek correction of personal information through the information quality procedures described above. To seek correction of information related to individual records, benefits, or earnings, please call us at 541-679-5555 or contact us directly for the Freedom of Information Act requests and public records policy. Article 5, Section 1, scheduling of content. 1, the website will be updated within 1 week of every regular business meeting or special meeting of the district. 2, agendas will be placed on the website at least 24 hours prior to any meeting. 3, minutes will be placed on the website after they are approved by the board of directors. Drafts of minutes may be requested prior to their publication if available a week before the next meeting. 4, the link to the video of the meeting will be available as soon as practicable after each regular board meeting or special meeting, such as budget meetings, etc. 5, a public notice of board meetings will be posted on the district's website at least 3 days prior to each meeting. The notice will comply with the requirements of ORS 192640. It is the responsibility of the website administrator to assure that a public notice has been posted on the district's website. Article 6, Section 1, Freedom of Information Act. The Freedom of Information Act, FOIA, allows members of the public to request records from federal agencies. The federal government established FOIA to promote transparency and prevent agencies from having secret policies. Our public records policy explains how to request information and records from us, describes information we can't disclose, and lists our fees for filing an FOIA request. We also provide FOIA regulations, manuals and instructions, annual reports, privacy impact assessments, and information about frequently requested documents. Note, if Lookingglass Rural Fire District elected officials have their own websites, Facebook, Twitter, blogs, etc., they should be used for informational purposes only or to solicit constituent opinions. Care should be taken by, there's a mistake, taken by the board of directors to exchange postings and or have an interactive discussion on a social networking site. This could be construed as a meeting under ORS 192.610.5. It is possible that the public records law will be applied to communications between district officials relating to office district business, even on non-district websites. Therefore, retention schedules for public records must be followed for records pertaining to district business. See public records policy. Any posted original content that constitutes a district record that is not presented and retained elsewhere in compliance with the appropriate county or state retention schedule must be captured by the district and retained according to the appropriate schedule and media preservation requirements. Any posted content that is a copy of the district record that does exist in another location does not need to be preserved, provided that the original content is being retained in compliance with the appropriate county or state retention schedule and media preservation requirements. The public record retention law may apply whether the site is hosted by the district or a third party. Any posted content that is required only as long as needed or superseded may be deleted when no longer needed. The length of time a record must be retained depends on its content. More specific information is available by contacting district council. Article 7, Section 1, copyrights. We do not post copyrighted material on our website unless we have the express permission of the author. If we post copyrighted material, we will describe the specific permission granted for its use. As a public agency, we generally do not own rights to material on our website. Most of the material on our website consists of new or republished government documents, and as such, it is considered public domain. So we do not generally grant or deny permission to publish or otherwise distribute it. A user is responsible for determining and satisfying copyright or other use restrictions when publishing or otherwise distributing material found on the LRFD website. Lookingglass Rural Fire District is not responsible for determining whether any material on our website accessible by a link from our website is copyrighted or not. Article 8, Section 1, oral history. Videos of meetings of the Lookingglass Rural Fire District are available at our online website, and that's listed. Copyright law grants copyright of oral histories to the interviewees. Use of the material in an oral history is therefore governed by copyright restrictions. We will only post transcripts of interviews for which we have been given a grant of deed to the interview or which has been released into the public domain. The fact that we posted the transcript of an interview on this site does not necessarily mean that it has been released as a public domain document. It depends on the specific wording of the grant of deed. Therefore, users should not use beyond limited quotation for transcripts of any oral history interviews without the express permission of our board of directors. Article 9, Section 1, Internet programs. The FCC provides information on its website in a variety of file formats that best match the transmittal and display requirements of the information while taking into account the level of resources typically available to its visitors. Now, Jerry, this is where you wanted to make a correction.
Okay, tell me again where you are right now?
On Article 9, Section 1, the Internet programs and the FCC, yeah, the FCC, because we
Yeah.
wanted to make that more
Yeah,
personal.
we're not the FCC.
Right, I know.
Yeah, so that should
It should be LRFD.
LRFD, at least on that one.
Mhm.
And then the paragraph B, I don't think you had done a revision there to make that more grammatically correct.
No, I have at home, but not on this one, because I
No.
said right.
Okay.
I'll try to read it more grammatically correct here in a minute. But that was the only thing then to make that LRFD.
On the first part,
Mhm.
I think that was all now.
Okay, well, you can email me
On the
later. if
first
there's-
part, yeah, on the
sure.
A.
Okay,
Oh, so we're gonna read B now?
yes. Browser plugins, players and readers, web pages require more information and links for downloading required software as available for free. See Acrobat Reader, Adobe Flash Player, Java, Apple QuickTime, etc. Now, how did you want to change that? Because you're the one that lines this up for the variable readers.
It's more like browser plugins, players, and readers for web pages
For web pages, okay.
and I would cross out the require more information and links for downloading. I would say may require additional software that can be downloaded for free.
Okay. Okay. Does that work for you then?
I don't know if anybody else, if that makes sense to you, the way we just revised it.
That makes sense to me,
Okay.
because if someone wants to, they have every right in the world to download it, but if there's a cost, it's up to that consumer that wants to download. So we're gonna everything below the pages is gonna be rewritten just for may require additional software that can be downloaded for free.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Article 10, Section 1, privacy. We respect your right to privacy and will protect it when you visit our website. The LRFD collects no personal information about you when you visit our website unless you specifically and knowingly choose to provide such information to us. If you choose to provide information to us, we use it to only fulfill your request for information or services. Article 11, Section 1, website maintenance schedule. A board member shall serve as the communications officer and be responsible as the administrator of the district's website as set forth in the district's bylaws and procedural policies. The website administrator shall serve as the web manager and be responsible for designing, updating, monitoring, and maintaining the internet presence of the Lookingglass Rural Fire District. The board of directors may appoint a community volunteer with those abilities as web manager to assist the communications officer. Maintenance shall include A, maintenance of domain name registration, B, keep hosting service operative and current, C, maintain Google account. The administrator shall also be responsible for ensuring that the district's website, YouTube, and email account passwords are changed as necessary when district personnel change. Section 2, website content. Unless the LRFD Board of Directors votes otherwise, the website administrator shall determine what content is placed on the website in accordance with district policies and local, state, and federal laws. Content may include the following. A,
Excuse me,
public,
Risa,
go ahead.
I'm sorry, this is where, when I sent you this information,
Right.
this next part on content
Mhm.
was what the board had approved for a non-board member web manager to be able to post on a standing basis without every month having to get approval from the administrator. So that's why I said that needed to be inserted here, because
Okay.
that's what the board had already approved, and it should be in the policy.
So you
And
want it
it's
right
already been
after,
stated up above, that the web manager has, or the web administrator has responsibility for content.
Mhm.
Now when we're specifying this content, that's for the community member web manager.
okay. So it should say, unless the LRFD Board of Directors votes otherwise, the,
No, that part is fine.
okay, what,
But then
Right
there's
after that.
another sentence,
Okay.
when you have content may be included, there's a sentence that's needed just before that,
okay,
that says a non-board member web manager or district appointed web manager has standing approval from the board
okay,
to update the following.
okay. So we'll work that out too. All right, but
Okay.
that's pretty much understood then how we're doing that, okay. All right, public notices of board meetings, B, agendas for board meetings, C, fire alert notices from DFPA, D, board approved meeting minutes, E, board approved reports, F, list of calls reported by the fire chief, G, public service announcements, H, board meeting videos. It is the intent of the board to post in a timely manner all district public documents, including district policies, approved district bylaws, and other time-limited content such as agendas, alerts, and old documents that have been revised. Some of these may be removed after their time of importance is passed upon board approval. In order to facilitate the timely posting of notices and approved documents, the web manager has ongoing permission from the board to post the following as soon as they are available. Any other documents to be posted and other changes to the website must be approved by the communications officer. Section 3, email accounts. A, communications officer. A district email account for the web manager shall be maintained on the district website for the public to be able to communicate any problems that are occurring with the website. Concerns from the community about the website shall be forwarded to the communications officer for an appropriate reply. B, secretary. Correspondence directed to the board should be sent to the director's page on the website and forwarded to the secretary for response.
Excuse me, Risa,
Go ahead.
that statement I think needs to be reworded.
Okay, go ahead. I'll put an X there.
Correspondence directed to the board should be sent to the secretary via a link on the director's page.
Okay. Yeah, because it gets to me. Okay. Article 12, Section 1 amendments.
Excuse me,
Oh, go ahead.
okay, this is
Oh,
also on the email accounts. I had sent you information excerpts that I modified from the Oregon Email Policy Manual for Local Government, and I think it's critical that we have an email policy included in the website
Do
policy.
you want to include it in this and not separate?
If you want to read it and see how people respond, Tom, could you give this?
Sure.
Could you give this to Teresa?
Thank you. Okay, let me just finish this though, because there's only one more article. 12, Section 1 amendments. Any amendments, changes to these policies must be approved by a vote of at least 3 members of the board. Proposed changes must be presented at one regular business meeting and then voted on at the next regular business meeting in the document. Okay, now these are excerpted and modified from the email policy manual for local government. And I think I sent everybody a copy of this, but
Before you jump onto that, could we get that posted on the website so we can further?
the webpage policy?
Yeah, your
The
policy
draft?
there, because I'm having a hard time grasping.
Yes, once Jerry and I work
What
out.
Freedom of Information Act and website
Right, no,
policy.
once Jerry and I work out a couple sentences, then the draft will be ready to post.
Yes, you can put it
Yeah.
on the website.
Yeah.
and we can look at it,
Teresa?
'cause
Excuse me.
Articles go, it says article amendment.
I know I have it fixed, but I hadn't gotten it yet for this run. Thank you. Anyway, use, I love it, they didn't spell use right. Use. There's only 3 letters. Use of email for district business. Purely personal messages as well as unsolicited messages and advertisements, spam, are not public records under the retention disposition aspect of Oregon law, but may be accessible to the public under the access portion of the law. Work done on private email accounts as well as personally purchased computers and handheld devices might be considered a public record for both access and retention disposition. It is strongly recommended the district employees use a designated account for official business. Official business should not be conducted by instant messaging or chat rooms. Appropriate use, A, district email shall be used for business matters directly related to the business activities of the Lookingglass Rural Fire District, LRFD, and as a means to further the agency mission by providing services that are efficient, complete, accurate, and timely. B, email should not be used for personal gain, outside business activities, political activity, fundraising, or charitable activity not sponsored by the state of Oregon or the LRFD. C, email shall not be used to promote discrimination on the basis of race, color, national origin, age, marital status, sex, political affiliation, religion, disability, or sexual preference, promote sexual harassment, or to promote personal, political, or religious business or beliefs. The use of privately owned email accounts or personal digital assistants, PDAs, for sending and receiving work-related email messages may be used, but it is not recommended. However, if these resources are used for work-related purposes, the user must transfer all work-related messages to an agency-owned system or network and must realize that these private accounts and PDAs may be subject to public disclosure and retention requirements. Use of an employee's email account by another employee. No employee shall read email received by another employee when there is no business for doing so. No employee shall send email under another employee's name without authorization. No employee shall change any portion of a previously sent email message without authorization. Training. The LRFD board will ensure that training activities on the use of business-related email and district-owned information technology are provided for new and current as necessary employees. Employees include those who are hired, elected, or appointed by the LRFD board to provide services to the district. This includes paid and unpaid volunteers. Etiquette rules for email. There are many etiquette guides and many different etiquette rules. Please refer to the Oregon Email Policy Manual for Local Government. It gives a web page for examples of etiquette rules to follow for LRFD business. And did you want to include that? Yeah.
I just want to
Okay.
state that that policy for emails, along with the signature that's on the back, is recommended by this email. Should sign
But this-
a document stating that they have read and agreed to
Yeah, but this
the
would be a
district's
separate-
email.
this-
That would be
yeah,
separate,
right,
not-
yeah.
yeah, in terms of the signature part.
Exactly.
Right, that would not be in the website policy.
Okay, and where do you think the best place is to put this? Right after
Perhaps in
the, after section
C.
3? C, okay, sure. All right,
because it's under email
right,
accounts.
right. Email for just, okay, email use. Okay. All right. And that's the first reading, and like I said, once Jerry and I get those things added, then I can get you the draft and you can put it on the webpage then.
May I make 2 comments?
Yes.
With regard to that? First,
I would like to express my thanks and appreciation to Risa for all her hard work putting together this document. She was sent by Hank the documents that Roy provided as examples, but as Roy had expressed, I personally didn't see those documents because Hank did not send them to me, as he said he would. So Risa reviewed those, is my understanding, and felt that they didn't provide very little useful information. So on her own, she did a lot of research on the internet to put together most of this document, and then I sent her some suggestions. So thank you, Risa.
Thank you.
I think we as a board should recommend, or congratulate Risa for doing such a fine job on that, because she has done a lot of research, a lot of time and effort goes into this. She has done this all by herself.
I saw that.
There's no additional, other than, I've done a lot of proofreading for her, but other than that, she has not had anything else.
Thank you, Rich. Thank you for your time.
And secondly, if I may?
Yes.
Okay, it was brought up about getting, when this draft gets some revisions to it that were discussed today, that it be posted on the website. I have not been receiving replies from the communications officer to emails I have been sending, requesting permission to do various updates to the website over the past month. I sent 6 emails. I only received 1 reply, and all it said was received. So at least for getting this draft on the website, I would like the board to vote to give me permission after Risa sends it to me, that I may post it on the website.
I'll entertain a motion to allow him to do that. You can send the emails to me also, because I can obviously follow up with Hank. Make sure.
Well, I did that one time, and you did send an email to him and CC'd it to me, so I know you sent it to him, and I did not get a reply
Okay.
from him after that.
Okay, we'll have to find out where he sits. I'll entertain a motion to allow Jerry, once it's finished and corrected, to post it on the website.
I'll make a motion.
Oh, you're seconding.
One second.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Do I have to make a motion to accept the first reading?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Only the final.
Okay, thank you. I'm just making sure. Public comments so far? Reading?
I would like to make a comment, following up with Jerry, because this did take a lot of time, and I really was hoping Hank would be here tonight, because I really need some answers.
Okay.
Because I too, when he first sent the things from Roy, he never said anything, he just sent them. I did respond back to him with the things that I thought were pertinent.
Mhm.
I have not heard a word from him since.
I haven't talked to him about it, but I can surely find out.
I mean, he's supposed to be helping with this.
Correct.
He has not.
Okay. Again, thank you for your time. I'll find out from Hank to
Okay.
see where he's at. Chief's report?
Guys, I want to follow along. Chief's minute, but it ends up being minutes. Calls, and I'll get this to Jerry. We had 11 calls in the month of March, 6 for medical aids, 4 were structure fires, and 1 MVA, motor vehicle accident. That was a billable accident. You guys know, our billing policy is we can bill on any state or county highway, and our policy has always been we don't bill local residents that are already paying their taxes. This person was from out of the area and committed a crime, so we're gonna bill him. It's about $650.
Good reason.
For it.
The structure responses we had were all mutual aid in Camas, 10 Mile, and 2 of them in Weston Dillard. We had some, we've been having a rash of fires and everywhere surrounding us, not in our area, thank God. You guys may follow that in the paper. We had a real interesting call here. That's actually this month, and I just wanted to mention it was, we had a hazmat call the other day up on Coos Wagon Road. Involved a carbon tetrachloride antique fire extinguisher, one of the old red bulbs. And a lady got it as an antique from a relative passed on and left it to her. So she was sitting there at a table on eBay trying to find out what it's worth. And her dog knocked it off the table. And it broke right here next to her. And it ends up the carbon tet. We used our DOT manual and we contacted the state hazmat team of those. So our turnouts do not protect us from carbon tetrachloride, by the way. And it has a progressive effect on health. And Bob Banks got up there first, called Steve Brewer from hazmat on the way to the call, had it already going, and talked to Poison Control on the way. And he was able to recognize that this was going to turn into a respiratory problem. So it never came as a medical aid. So he called up an ambulance. By the time the ambulance got there, the lady was going down no fast. And she already had asthma problems beforehand. He did a really good job, and he took care of it, handled it as a hazmat call. It's over. But I just want to say Bob did a really nice job. As far as training goes, emergency medical responder, the class is finished. We paid the bill tonight for it. We have 5 firefighters that finished the entire course. There was 9 that participated in various parts of it. We got a lot of EMS training hours. It was a college course. It took a lot of hours. And as it came down at the end, as people were working and stuff, they missed some of the finals. Our scores range from 80 to 96%. We did pretty good. It was a good course. I want to say thanks to Dale Hospital, Chris Pollard from UCC. They're awesome. Dale volunteers and teaches the EMS training out at 10 Mile. He's an instructor at UCC. Really great. We got our DPS-ST accreditation contract assigned, our copies here in the file, and we have a new 3-year certification course. This week, or next week, April 16th, the pipeline company is coming out for some pipeline training on the high-pressure pipelines in our area on a Thursday night. As far as firefighters, we're planning for the May 2nd. Everybody knows May 2nd is cleanup day and a parade again. We'll be doing ice cream as a fundraiser at the Grange. The Grange will be open again. There'll be a raffle there and some food being served. We've been asked to provide the food and the barbecue also, so we're going to start working on that. And that'll all be as a fundraiser. The Explorer Junior Firefighter Program I talked about last month, we're still evaluating and planning out the way to go. The people that are running that, Lindsay Semauer is going to, or Lindsay Chitwood's going to be the prime person. She's going to paramedic school right now and is in her anatomy and physiology class, and she was busy this month, so we'll get back that this month. As far as equipment goes, 1080, the new wildland unit. First of all, FEMA's funded, but we haven't heard anything about any grants yet. We've got down pretty much to 2 choices. Final prices and specs we'll get this month. And then Rosenbauer came down and visited us, and that's from the company is General Fire. They're the same ones that built water tender 1061 for us. They're in Washington. They're fairly local, but they want our business pretty bad. We'll see what happens if we get the money. Yeah.
Which unit did you decide you think you want to get?
I got the specs on 2. I'll give them to you for the board here this year. It's a crew cab 4-wheel drive. The 2 differences are, one is a flatbed that's built, and one of them is a kind of a utility bed like we planned before, that has a slider. They both have the same capabilities.
What happened to the one where you could double it as a fire truck to places that are inaccessible?
Well, that's what these both are that way. They're all 400 gallon. They have a bigger pump. They'll have 2 pre-connected 1.5.
You're saying a flatbed truck can supply that?
When I say flatbed, that's just a style of construction. One's a flatbed where they mount the pump and all that stuff to it. The other one is like a utility pickup bed that has a slide in itself.
It doesn't appear to me any different than the one you have setting out here. Pay $120,000 or $100 and some thousand for a unit that's very similar to the one out here. It's not, I think, what would serve the community for firefighters, especially the units that, or the homeowners that are up in the hills that you can't get to with the units that we have.
That's exactly what I'm designing, George. You've seen the prototypes ones, and I'll have the final specs.
They're,
And
they're both,
exactly.
they're both four-wheel drive?
Right.
Okay.
Four-wheel drive, 400 gallons or more water, 10 gallons of foam, with pumps that have been upgraded to provide structural flows.
Are those the pictures we've gotten before?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just don't have the final specs. We'll have them. I'm trying to get the final prices down within our budget. We had a flat on 1061, that was fixed. Industrial tire, by the way, I guess we can't do a commercial or anything, but they come out with their service truck and fix our stuff for free. So I'm very appreciative. They'll drop what they're doing down there. I've got two bids for budgeted tire replacements that are on our budget for 1030, 1060. The tires on engine 1030 are a special tire. The costs are $843 a piece from Costco, $780 from Industrial Tires, so it's a total of $1574. For the water tender, the bids are the same. They're $667 and $577 from Industrial, total $1155. I got it, since they're over $500, I got to get one more bid, and then I'm going to have to ask you guys for approval for replacing those tires. That was part of budgeted money in our equipment operations. Let's see, inventory. We got 2 additional headlamps for 1080. We didn't get much equipment this time. Facility, I was asked to get some bids on pest control, and the prices are all pretty much about the same. All About Bugs is a local company that does the Grange. They charge $275 per year. They do a quarterly minimum, and then if you have a problem in between the quarters, they'll do anything else for free. Exodus and Winston's real similar, $260 a year. They charge $175 for the first time out. And then Bug Zapper is $200 the first time, $280 a year. So there's 3 bids. They're all pretty much the same.
Do you have a preference?
I don't know, Exodus is cheaper. The guy's a real nice guy. I talked to him on the phone, that's all I can tell you. I don't have really any references on any of them.
Okay, but you want
Other than the Grange
you
guys.
want us to approve that tonight?
I'd like you to, if you guys want to.
And
go with that.
do you want to go with Exodus? Did you feel comfortable with them?
Yeah,
Okay,
and then I'll also be able to budget for that for next year also.
okay. So I'll entertain a motion, start for the bug sprayer.
I'll make a motion to go with the Exodus out of Winston.
Okay,
Second.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so we'll do that, Steve. We get a contract with them, is that correct? Okay, just let me know and I'll take care of it. Thank you.
Painting, I talked with him today. We're gonna reshape the paint, and we did some final agreements on what we're gonna do. He's gonna pressure wash the front and the doors again, because that's some stuff, he's putting his own paint on, plus he's gonna be doing the front of the building. We're gonna wash off the rear again and then prime the rest of the gutter up on the top with metal priming. We'll be masking all of our graphics on the station, and we'll be touching that up when he's done, and then he's gonna be doing the rest. We're still waiting on dates, it's gonna be sometime after May 4th. For safety on the facility, we had one extinguisher that was expired, it was serviced, and one additional 4A ADVC has been placed in the garage, which is the proper style for what we have out there. And the CO2 extinguisher, we're gonna bring it into the office, since there's electrical equipment, we're gonna get more properly used in this. As far as the county and the budget, I compiled a list of, I've gone back through all the bills and everything for this year. As soon as April 15th comes around, Bill and I believe myself are gonna go down and talk to Wheeler and get the QuickBooks updated.
I talked to him about the message board, when I picked up the tips and stuff, and about getting a contract for us also.
Okay. Last month, I think you guys approved. I'm just gonna give you a scribbled thing I made. It's not a scribbled thing, but I don't have a current, only budgets we have right now, current are PDF, and I don't have the program to convert it back to Excel, so I can mess with it. But I just wanted to show you, I kind of got a status of where we are for the year right now. So that's what, on the right column, 2014-15 so far is the actual money. that's been in all these accounts. And then on the right side is a percentage of what we budgeted for. So I can tell you right now that we had, in material and services, we had $55,290 budget for the year, and we've spent about $36,000 so far, about 65%. So we're pretty well under budget. There's some certain, there's some areas that are higher, the dues and memberships, the SDAO membership. I wasn't aware that we had to pay them $294 a year to join them, so that one wasn't budgeted for. I'll be on that. I'll be on top of that one for next year though. Our general fund resources, our taxes are right about 90%, 99% we've collected. This is pretty good this year. We're going to come in right about exactly what we estimated. And then the big deal on the income is that Mangram's closed out, and that brought in another $17,000 into our revenue. So we're actually over revenue what we estimated by 141%. So another half of it. So anyway, that's just a general. I have all the stuff down by list, and all we have to do is go down and put on QuickBooks down. So we can probably start issuing those as a financial report, profit loss at the meetings if we want to.
With the percentages is what he's gonna do, correct?
Yeah. Budget. I gave you guys a draft budget calendar last month. Here's another one. I talked with some of the budget community members about what the best day of the week is and such, and for me, it's Mondays. I need to know what the board thinks. Is Mondays all right? Monday nights, we're talking about one Monday night or 2 or 3, depending on how it all goes.
That's fine with me.
The only Monday I can't do is this coming Monday,
So this would start after April 27th.
so no problem.
Because we'll have to do noticing and all that kind of stuff. So this year, there's some changes in the budget law, by the way. If we notice the first meeting between the 30 and the 5-day limit like they had before, and we put it on our website for 10 days, we only have to notice once. We don't have to notice twice, so we can save some money there. We're not trying to hide anything or anything, but we can do it that way. The only thing we didn't do that we needed, last week we last month we did the citizen budget committee members, we need to have a budget officer. Now in the past, I believe that was a board member, it wasn't the chief. Is that right, Dennis? Can you tell me that?
It's usually the
Who is the
treasurer.
budget officer?
Has been historically the treasurer.
The
Yeah.
treasurer, okay. So what happened, I know in the past few years, is myself and the treasurer worked together developing the budget. And then the treasurer is the guy, after the budget committee takes care of, approves the budget, that's the go-to guy to push it through the system and get it to where it all wants to go. So we need to appoint him, and then we'd be right on schedule for everything.
Okay, I'm gonna entertain a motion. Appoint Bill as the budget officer.
Thanks.
Love you too.
You're making that motion, I will second.
Okay, all in favor?
Oh, aye.
Aye. Thanks, Bill.
All right, Bill. And then I made a sample, the new law, and there's a part that comes with the book of exactly how you have to word the budget notice, and we went through this last year.
Oh, yeah.
So there's one right there. If we post it on the website, we have to put in the newspaper that it's going to be posted on the website. We have to put our address on it.
You have to put the back page on.
So somewhere around April 15th or so, this would have to go, if we want to start on the 27th, this will have to go in the paper about April 15th.
We can do it sooner. Is that correct? 'Cause if we
10
do
to
it,
30 days.
Yeah, I'll send you the information.
If you want me to, I'll email this thing to you, so you can just email it. can't you? Yeah.
Well, you can, but make sure you get a reply.
So, well, you guys approve this draft, I'll take it home, get the draft off, and make sure all the budget committee members get it. And we can start from there. So our first meeting would be April 27th, 7 o'clock at night.
That's fine, I can do that.
Entertain a motion for that? To approve this? Or
No,
we
you
just
don't have
agree?
to.
Actually, we don't approve the
No.
budget count until we have the meeting, but I
Yeah, we
can
just-
advertise this.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
We would have to decide if that's okay. It's okay for you?
Yeah, buddy.
Okay.
George, Monday night's good for you?
I'm sorry,
Monday night, 27th, good?
anything you say?
Okay, I'm set.
Since this calendar apparently is good, there's some budget committee members who are here tonight, I'll get it to them so that you guys can see it, okay?
When are you gonna start bringing the budget people in so that you can get them up to speed?
They'll come to that meeting.
27th?
On the 27th?
Yeah.
Okay, are you done?
Let's see.
What, do you need me to contact someone or?
The only one I don't have a phone number for is Mary McBride.
Okay, I'll get hold of her.
Okay. I'll just email that calendar to you and you can get it to yourself.
Fine.
I have a little bit miscellaneous here, SDAO, SDIS, they did do submitted a bid, or asked for us to give a bid for workman's comp. I haven't heard back from them, so I'm gonna build it again. It's gotta be done before July 1st. We're gonna have an upcoming, a burn on Moore Lane, the old Jacoby structure. We're just doing it, it's gonna be an exterior attack. The structure's in such condition it's not even safe to get inside. But we're gonna do it as a exterior attack, water flow and some hose work with our new people, and as kind of like a community service for that Moore Lane. The people down there want to get that cleaned up down there. It's become a place where there's squatters and everything else, so we're gonna remove it.
When's that?
It's gonna be between now and May 2nd. It's probably gonna be the third Saturday or so this month. I just have to get the final release from Lori Jacoby, who's on it right now. May 30th charity we talked about last month, the American Hunting Club, I think that's what it's called. We're gonna be doing an auction, serving in their auction down there for our Christmas fund. Wings and Wheels, July 8th, they want some fire department representation down there. And the
I think you better change that to the 18th.
18th, is that what's gonna be? Okay. Does anybody, I'd like to ask the public something. I got a request from a lady about a height fire back in the early 70s. There was a fatality here in the community. I have no records of it here at this station.
It was really tragic.
There's a lady that's gonna write a book about it, and that's what she came. So she wants to do a public request to get the information on it. I have nothing here at the station, nothing, no records right here.
Steve, if you can get a hold of Vonda,
Vonda?
she was on the fire department at that time.
Okay. I was just trying to help this lady out. I couldn't find anything here. I figured our records, we would have someone.
Yeah, it was out on Sorna Valley.
Okay.
The paper should have records of it, the newspaper. Okay.
I don't even have a good date or anything, yeah.
Have you checked with State Fire Marshal offices?
Yes.
It was a fatality fire back in the 70s, so they should have, we're supposed to have that forever, so.
That's what the Douglas County Sheriff
We
would
should
do.
have it too. All right, thanks for all that. That's all I got. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, you sent me Jason Jancy's drafts. Are these going to replace the rules for firefighters in Bookman?
They're not totally approved. They haven't had the public hearing yet, so
Right.
that will replace it, yeah, but it hasn't yet.
Okay. My other question was, I still need the updated roster list.
Okay, I have one up at one office.
Well, I mean, if you don't have it, just email me the names.
Yeah.
Okay. And then who's doing inventory?
I'm gonna still have to do it.
Okay.
That's it.
Thank you. Does anybody have any questions for Steve on the board?
Jerry does.
Steve, Jerry did.
Did you want to mention that or not?
Oh, okay. I spoke to Jerry last week. We budgeted to put a full Microsoft Office program on the new computer. And what we have Libre right now, the free.
LibreOffice.
What's happened is, I'm not as good at this stuff as Jerry, so he tried to run me through this the other day, but I've been getting some stuff, like Microsoft macros and docx's from these vehicle companies, and when I get them and they open them, there's nothing there, because something on Libre doesn't open them, I'm not sure.
Doesn't support it?
So anyway,
Well, may I?
Yeah, go ahead, Jerry. That way we-
There are certain features in Microsoft Office that are proprietary to Microsoft Office. So they can't be accessed. Macros for one, certain kinds of secured features in Office cannot be opened in LibreOffice. So all I can do, since I didn't see that document Steve got that turned up, I guess, blank, I don't know what feature it was in there that was used in it, why it couldn't be read. So he's, asking about getting the Microsoft Office. Office has gone now to, rather than purchasing the software outright, they're going to a monthly fee for either to use an online version or that's the Essentials, is a lower cost monthly fee online, or if you want to actually purchase the whole package to install it on a computer, you can do that, but that's actually more expensive.
Well, what was the actual file extension that you couldn't read?
it came over as a docx, just a Windows,
DOCX?
yeah.
That's
So
another
I got that thing still.
Yeah, I know, but there's a Microsoft Reader, I think,
It's old.
is it, you can't use that
Yeah,
anymore?
there may, and you can't edit the document with the reader.
Okay, because,
It may not be able to access certain newer features, and I don't know if that's why LibreOffice couldn't open it.
okay, because DOCX is usually just open like WordPad in my computer and just read it.
Yeah, but I looked online at Microsoft's site, a comparison as to what is accessible from Microsoft Office to other programs such as LibreOffice. And it lists out, what works fully, what works partially, and what won't work at all. And there were several things that would not work at all. And so I can only assume that it was some of those features were in those documents and special features.
Are there other programs besides Microsoft Office, though, that we should
Not that
consider?
we'll read
No?
those features that are proprietary
Okay.
to Microsoft Office.
What I was looking at just as business is that, like on my computer, I got all Microsoft stuff. I got Excel, our budget comes in Excel, and that's how we work on it. I got PowerPoint, we do our training programs with PowerPoint. I just want to have something compatible that I don't have to open it up and then go look for something else to open it. I don't know.
Well, isn't Excel extinct? I thought that was,
Well, we're still using it.
I know, but I thought that's why they made it all into Office now. And that you
Well, I
have
mean, it's
to-
all part of, it used to be all part of a suite. There was all these different programs. The one I have is the student. one.
Home and student?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Home and student, so maybe that's not appropriate for business, but I just wanna, we budgeted for that, and I know it used to be $250, $300 to buy.
Yeah, but now, as I said, you pay per month on an annual basis for, if you want to install the software on the computer, it's roughly $99 for the year, but you have to pay that each year that you're using the software. And if you get the online version, I believe that's $60 a year to use the online version. And the problem is not just with LibreOffice not being able to read it, it's a problem with any of the free software that uses what's called an open document format and incompatibility with certain features proprietary with Microsoft.
Jerry, question, you're saying though, if you get your order for $90, let's say, it's $90 a year, but you get a set of discs and stuff to use also?
You can install it on one computer for the $99 for the year.
What?
But I don't see, personally, I don't know why you need to install it. If you use the online version, as far as I know, anytime they upgrade the software, if you pay for the online version, you automatically get the upgrades. I don't know if that applies to the installed version.
But
I
if you
don't know if
don't
anybody
need,
else here
You
knows.
probably have to upgrade it, it's an installed version.
It's,
I would
when
think
they
if you
switched
didn't,
from Office 365.
Cause I had, when I bought my
It's,
computer.
it's within the last year or so.
there's not a lot of software on a computer anymore. They give you a trial thing now, like security and Office and all that. It's just like a 60 or a 90-day trial thing, and then they bump up and say, do you want to purchase this?
The interesting
That's why
thing
computers
is,
are so
they're,
cheap.
they're offering now a tablet and cell phone version of Microsoft Office for free. I don't know if it's actually free now, but the intent is to be offering it for free because they have to compete with other software.
I'll talk to our IT guy at work because he installed it on my computer and I haven't had to pay anything and he didn't take it off of our stuff from work or any of that. It was
It's the most recent
just,
version.
yeah.
If you have a relationship with UCC, they sell them at the bookstore for students you get the brand new suite for like $30. So if you guys have a connection there. Yeah.
Should that work for nonprofits?
It should be. I mean, it should. And I know that they sell it to students for like $29 and it's normally $100. So if you have some sort of contact there, especially if you're working with the
But
teachers.
is that for a one-year use?
I've been using the same one for years.
I just
Yeah.
wanna, we have our new computer and we plan to put that on originally. And it's just that we've been working a year and I just wanna be able to do business.
Okay.
And mostly the Libre works, you know, you have to, you save it as a different type of or something. But every once in a while it comes up and then you gotta go get this, to open this, to do that.
If it's budgeted, if it's $60 a year, and if he needs it, why don't we just get it?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if he needs it
Yeah,
now.
I would rather just get it. Jerry, you can help him, we can do it online, and just
Well,
get it downloaded on.
That's if you're going along with the online version.
I think we should if they're gonna upgrade it for free and everything. There's no reason to buy a disc if you have online service and they're gonna service it
Now,
independently.
that's my understanding, that if you use the online version,
Yep.
that there's no additional charge when they upgrade the software. I don't know if anybody else has more experience with it. I don't use Office.
We find out, and if it is, we'll just move forward so we can just get him taken care of. Is that possible?
Okay, and then if the board wants to
We can wait till
assign
next
me
month.
to assist them with that,
Okay,
please
so
do
find out by
so.
next month.
Somebody's waving the hand.
Dennis.
The thing with the online version, you know, if you're gonna have it on a computer, a laptop, that you're not gonna be connected to the internet, and you can't use it. The other thing is, if it's a $99 a year.
For the
or
install, but you're
the
still only
installed
installing it on the
But
desktop.
if you're paying that every year to Microsoft, if there's any updates the following year, you're gonna get those with your new subscription.
Yeah. So we can find out, and then we can, because if he doesn't need it this month, let's just see if we can get all the facts, and then we just move forward to get it taken care of next meeting. Okay?
Yeah, this came about because I asked Jerry about the way to go, just to do business.
You don't need it to do your budget?
No, I have Excel on my laptop too. We have Excel. On the old one, we have Excel still.
Thank you. Old business, I'd like to just touch base first. We already talked about Wheeler, we already talked about Steve. I will get a hold of Mr. Teixeira tomorrow. Wheeler, I did contact them, they didn't call me back. Bill spoke to them after tax season. We'll go down there and we'll do the contract with them.
I tried to call them 3 times and I get the same thing. Finally, I went in and picked up the stuff.
Mhm.
They apologized, but they said after the 15th, they'd
Okay.
be happy to set up.
Does anybody have anything else for old business? Okay, new business? I would like to take a date week so we can sit down and get everybody out, when we can't all be here at one time, but get us all dialed in with the email and all that, our own passwords and all that. For new business, I think that'd be a good idea, because I've never had access to the computer.
I have mine.
Or
I have one.
access to it, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, if you and I can sit down and just so we can walk me through it, then that way I can just go back
No,
and that.
it's Jerry's.
I'm guessing that all the board members also have not been trained about their district email,
Correct.
that they have that, and I would like to recommend that there also be the training, because in the Oregon email policies, it's strongly recommended that personnel use district email for district business. And so, you know, there is a document that has each board member's login and password for that computer.
Okay.
Excuse me. Jerry, would you be amenable to meeting with each person then and doing like what you
Yeah,
did
as
with
long as
me?
it's no more than 2 board members
Correct,
at a
correct,
time.
correct.
Right.
Yeah.
I assume that's how we have to do it.
Yes.
I'll contact you so we can get together and define it.
Sure.
Okay, thank you, Mr.
You said you're gonna go over and talk to Steve. Sure. What's this regarding?
Your $500 check?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I contacted him last month. I did call him. He never returned my call, but I tried again. So I'll go down there now.
All right.
Yeah. Any new business? Any other? Risa?
No?
SDAO contract?
What was that about exactly?
That was, you said you wanted to bring it up about the contract. I
Well,
did.
yeah, okay, because when we first originally started working with George Dunkel and then Roy Palmer, it was for 6 months, and so it's basically up.
Correct, and I spoke to George Dunkel the other day regarding that and extending it. There's no reason to obviously extend it. They're willing to help us anytime we need to call them. The $1,800 a month that the fee was is waived, so there's no fee. And as long as it doesn't go overboard, you know, it takes tons of time like we're doing, because we're moving in the right direction. Everything seems to be getting a lot better. And if we have any, because it's part of the SDAO, if we have any, you know, concerns or something we're not sure about, he said that we can call him anytime, and he'd be more than happy to help us out if we
So
need
it's,
help.
so it's basically done, and we don't owe them anything.
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly. And there won't be a fee unless, like I said, they spend a ton of time with us if they have.
That's fine, okay.
Okay? Budget committee update, we already went over that, correct? And the meeting's gonna be the 27th?
I'll put it up on the board outside also, and then we'll get
We
it.
got a sheet of paper, it's already got it on there.
Okay. I don't have any reports other than I'll be talking to the 2 people I said I'd talk about moving forward. So I will talk to Hank, if I can get a hold of him to find out what's going on there, just so I'll keep the board advised, so we can move in the best direction of the board. And then, do we have anything else from any other board members?
Yes, I would like to thank Jerry Harris for his undying devotion to this webpage.
He's got patience, that's all I can say.
Yeah, and I also want to thank George, because he did actually get back to me and proofread it and found some typos. Thank you.
Thank you, George. Thanks, Jerry. Appreciate all your help. Any board meeting member comments? Good. Any public comments that weren't on the agenda? Jerry?
Well, yes and no on the agenda.
Okay.
Regarding public notices, I first of all would like to apologize to the public that no public notice got on the website for this month. I made a request for one to be sent to me, and one was not sent to me. So I would like to know for the next meetings coming up, for the budget meeting, would Bill be the one to send me a public notice of the budget committee meeting?
I would believe so, because he's gonna be the,
Well, you've got it, isn't that on the Monday the 27th?
For the 27th?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's certain requirements in terms of what needs to go into a public notice. And, you know, maybe we could discuss, or you could discuss it with Steve, he's probably more knowledgeable about the public, about the budget
Reese is
committee.
gonna help me get through with that.
Okay, and then the other one would be, since we don't know what's going on with Hank, could the board give somebody else the responsibility of sending me a public notice for the May board meeting?
as
As
far
backup,
as
in case,
the agenda and all that? Is that what you're talking
the,
about?
the actual public notice,
Okay.
the formal public notice that needs to go up on the website as a public announcement. Not, that's different from just the agenda. So as a backup, if, in case Hank doesn't send me the public notice, is there somebody else who can have secondary responsibility for that?
Jerry, are you requesting the one that gets put in the newspaper after?
Put in the newspaper, the board had made a decision that our means of posting a public notice would be through the website. So that's why I'm requesting, I need to receive the public notice to post on the website.
Well, don't it also need to be posted in the paper?
That's
Not
not-
necessarily.
that wasn't
A
my-
normal business meeting doesn't, that's always been our policy. But however, like for next week, you guys, and for next month, you'll be doing the second reading and you adopt that policy, that needs to go on the paper, so that will have to go.
You know, I'll get you the notice, Jerry.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, nobody else has any comments? The next meeting's gonna be, it was gonna be May 13th, but it's gonna be April 27th. And then our regular meeting will be on the 13th.
So we're gonna have a special meeting on the 27th?
27th,
budget.
we're gonna do the budget meeting.
I put on that draft calendar alternate days, we don't have to notice the second or third meetings, but we have to publish them. Or excuse me, that's backwards.
You have to
We don't- we
notice them.
We don't have to publish them, but we
Yep.
have to notice them. So if we have to go into the second or third one, we'll have to turn around and notice those, like on our website and on the billboard outside.
And is that gonna be at 7 PM?
Yeah.
Is there a template you can just give him to where we can, or like, it just seems
Yeah,
like it
we
should
have
be
a
like
form. We
like
have
a
a
standing order, so he doesn't have to constantly ask. You should just give him like a delineated list of things he's authorized to post. So
The
it's,
public notice has to have information about what's going to be discussed
right,
at the
I mean,
meeting.
that makes sense,
That should
but,
come from the board member.
but it can't just like be a standing thing to where it just happens?
Not all of them, no.
If you look at all the notices in the newspaper, I watch them, I watch the ones that are in the classifieds too. There's every version from regular business meeting to a full-blown agenda every
I thought
month.
they still hadn't given us
Just
the
because-
to do it.
You can get away with that, I mean, we should be doing it right. So we should, our notice should
I
say
agree.
every month, hey, it's a financial report, or it's a reading of something.
I agree. So we'll get on it.
Okay. I will entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I move we adjourn.
Second? All right, all in favor?
Oh, yeah.
All right, thank you very much.